Here, let us perform an activity to learn about root pressure. Click each tab to know more. Take a regularly watered potted plant. Cut the stem portion of the plant 1 centimeter above the ground level, as indicated in the image. Connect a glass tube to the stem by means of a strong rubber tube. Note that the size of the glass tube must be equal to the size of the stem. Join the tube and stem tightly in such a way that water should not escape from the tube. Now, pour some water in the glass tube until the water level can be observed above the rubber tube. Mark the level of water M1 in the tube. Place the entire arrangement aside for 2 to 3 hours. After a few hours, it is observed that the water level in the tube increases. Mark the water level as M2. Because of the root pressure, the water level increases in the tube. The difference between M2 and M1, M2 minus M1, gives the increase of water level in the stem. Attempt the following questions to check. From the root pressure activity, we have observed that due to root pressure, there is a push of water from below on the columns of water in the xylem vessels. We have done an activity in our lower classes that when a fig leaf is covered by a polythene cover, the inner parts of cover becomes moist. Now, let us learn where do these droplets of water or water vapor come from and how the water reaches top of the tree, say 120 meters height. The process of evaporation of water through leaves is called as transpiration. Water evaporates into the atmosphere through stomata of leaves and lenticels of stem. When the leaves discharge water vapor through stomata transpire, there is a pulling effect on the continuous columns of water in the xylem vessels. The top ends of xylem vessels are surrounded by the leaves' mesophyll cells. The mesophyll cells contain a fluid. This fluid transports in xylem vessels sap. Due to this, water is continuous from the xylem vessels to the walls of the mesophyll cells, from which it evaporates into the air spaces, causing the pull. Thus, the water column does not break because of its great tensile strength. This property of water can be demonstrated in the same manner as every time you drink through a straw. The image illustrates the water conducting system of a tree. By the process of osmosis, the water gets absorbed from the soil through the root hair and is passed into the xylem vessels, which form a continuous system of tubes through root and stem into the leaves. From here, the water finally evaporates and passes into the atmosphere. The result is a continuous column of moving water from a transpiration stream. The amount of water passing through a plant is often considerable. Example, an oak tree can transpire as much as 900 liters of water per day. Therefore, the areas of forest where plenty of oak trees are present significantly affect the degree of saturation of the air above them, so that when air currents bring air which is already nearly saturated to a forest area, it becomes fully saturated and comes down as rain. This is the reason why forest areas often have higher rainfall than areas nearby. Now, let us study how transportation of mineral salts takes place in plants. We know that mineral salts are necessary for the nutrition of plants. These nutrients are absorbed from the soil in the form of solution through the root hair. The salts will be generally in the form of electrically charged ions. Sodium chloride, NaCl, is in the form of Na plus and Cl minus ions, and magnesium sulfate, MgSO4, is in the form of Mg2 plus and SO42 minus. Once these ions get absorbed, they combine with water and travel in the xylem vessels and pass to the growing points of the plant where they are used for growth. They may also pass literally from xylem to phloem. But these salts do not absorb to the root hair directly by the process of diffusion. It involves the use of energy by the cytoplasm. Let us discuss about those type of tissues in further classes. The flowchart on the screen gives the block diagram of transportation of materials in plant from absorption of water by roots to transpiration by leaf.